what would happen if we combine this with this? Well, I'm here to tell you that when these two combine, they are delicious. They're absolutely heavenly. So we're going to get in the kitchen and create something using our wonderful Philadelphia cream cheese and our little sweet potato. Okay, true confession time. You know, when I was younger, I could not stand sweet potatoes. I thought they were so gross. You know, I think it was partly due to the fact that every time I had one of these, they usually came from a can, not the garden, and they were smothered in marshmallows. Now, I know a lot of you like that, whatever blows your skirt up, but I just could not stomach them. So when I got older and I started cooking on my own, I set out a mission to like sweet potatoes. When I came up with this recipe for sweet potato raviolis, I fell in love with sweet potatoes. What's so cool about this recipe is you hardly need any ingredients, and you're going to get this wonderful upscale ravioli that you'd find in all the nice restaurants. We are going to actually start off with our Philadelphia cream cheese, of course. Now, because this has so much flavor, we really don't need a lot of ingredients because this is the star. You know, Philadelphia cream cheese already put all the chives and onions, all that delicious flavor is already packed in there. So all we need to really add to that is going to be our sweet potato, some cinnamon, some salt and pepper. We're going to need some wonton wrappers, some fresh butter, some fresh sage, and some glazed pecans. Really, this is all. To begin, we need to take our small sweet potato and a fork and just start putting some holes to kind of vent this sweet potato. Now we're going to place this in a microwave, and if you have a potato setting, go ahead and use it. If not, put it in there for about 3-4 minutes and keep on checking it until it's nice and sweet and tender. Okay, I think my sweet potato is ready. And it is hot. I'm just going to place it right here into my glass mixing bowl. And then just with a simple butter knife, I'm just going to make a nice cut in the top. Open it up. And just with a spoon, I'm going to scoop out all that beautiful sweet potato right into the bowl. Now, this potato is hot. Doesn't bother me too much. I've been cooking so long, I think I have like Teflon fingers. But you know what? I'm going to put this in the freezer for just about 5 minutes just to chill it out a little bit because I don't want my cream cheese to melt. So now my sweet potato is nice and chilled. No more burning any fingers. And I'm going to start working on the filling. So I'm going to take my chive and onion Philadelphia cream cheese and just scoop it out. I'm going to get all that good stuff out. Okay. Now, I'm just going to start combining this with the sweet potato. You know, this is so simple. And it's just amazing how good. But sometimes the simple things are the best things. Okay, that's combined. Now, I just want to add a little bit of cinnamon, about a teaspoon, and then I want to give it a little taste because I want to see if I need any salt and pepper before I actually put it on. You know what? That's good. For me, I don't need to add any more. If you want to, you can go ahead and add some salt and pepper. I think this is delicious. Okay, now it's time to assemble our pretty little raviolis. So what I'm going to do is, I've got some of these wonton wrappers at the grocery store. And you know, they're so easy to find right now, and there's no reason not to use these. These are perfectly made, nice little squares of pasta. Now, I think a lot of people get intimidated when we say we're going to make homemade ravioli because they envision, you know, getting out the pasta machine and making a mess and taking all day to make ravioli. Well, not so with this method. This is so quick and easy. You know, I still do get out that pasta machine because my kids love to make homemade pasta. But you know, they like to do this too, and this is so quick and simple and very delicious. If your kids don't like sweet potatoes, they're going to like this. So once I get about a good teaspoon of the filling in the middle, I'm going to take my finger and wet the edges. Now I want to make sure I get enough moisture on there because that is the glue that's going to hold these together. Now, one quick little tip. If you want to make these really look fancy, really look high-end, if you simply take pieces of parsley or your fresh sage and lay them right on top of the filling, like so, when you place the second piece on top, you can see that beautiful herb. Everybody's going to wonder, how did you get that design? We don't have to tell them. It's a secret. Now, I just want to seal the edges, just like this. Okay. If I needed some help, I can always use a fork and kind of press that around. But you do want to make sure these are well sealed so all the filling doesn't explode when we cook them. If you wanted to make them a little fancier, you could always take a cookie cutter and cut out shapes. Or you know what I like to use? A mason jar ring. This works great for a cookie cutter. Whatever works. Now it's time to cook our raviolis. In a very deep fry pan, I have put some water, salted it up a little bit, and brought it to a nice gentle boil. Now, I know most people use the really heavy, the big tall stock pots, but I think when you make your own homemade ravioli, they do so much better if you have the shallow pan and have a lot of surface area for these raviolis to cook. So I'm just going to put these raviolis right into the boiling water, let them do their thing. And when they start floating up to the top and they look like they're done, I'm just going to take the slotted spoon, drain them, and place them on the plate and get ready to make our brown butter sauce. Okay, so my raviolis came out and they look absolutely beautiful. They're just so pretty with all the herbs popping through. People are going to think that you slaved all day long in the kitchen to make these. Now, in my fry pan, I'm going to take some butter. I'm going to use 2 sticks of butter. Put it right in there. Hear that? Nice and happy sizzling. That's what we want. Now we're going to do something kind of different. About a year ago, I was watching a cooking show, and I saw them take fresh herbs and put them into a deep fryer. And they were so crispy and they looked so good, and I was really intrigued. But I didn't want to get out my deep fryer, so I went ahead and tried them in butter. Let me tell you, these are incredible. They are to absolutely die for. I always think of sage as something that you just use at Thanksgiving, but this is going to change your mind. Even if you don't like sage, you're going to love it. Okay, now my sage leaves are almost completed. You know that they're ready when you can smell that fresh sage flavor and they start getting a little crispy and turn a little darker, and the butter starts smelling very nutty. Now, we are just going to lift this out of our butter here, because what we're going to do now is just to simply brown our butter. Now, I didn't say burn our butter, so this means that we have to stand right here next to our stove and make sure that this butter does not burn. In other words, don't talk on the phone, don't go out for a Coke, babysit your butter. Now, I think my butter is ready. It's nice and golden brown. And I think the secret to this is not to have your heat up too high. Just be patient. And now we're just going to take our beautiful raviolis and we're just going to put them directly right into this rich butter. Now it's time to plate up our ravioli. These look so beautiful. They've been bathing in that nice nutty brown butter. And the little herbs that are peeking through, it's just so beautiful. Now, we're just going to take some of this butter, and we know how good melted butter is. We're just going to simply drizzle this over. I think you're going to be amazed on just how good this real simple dish is. Now for a little different garnish, I simply took my glazed pecans that I bought in the grocery store, placed them in a bag, and used the old rolling pin and crushed them all up. Now I'm just going to sprinkle these on top. It's going to kind of give a nice little crunchy crunch and kind of balance out that creamy cream cheese filling. Now on top, my absolute favorite, my fried sage. Ooh, this is good. One for me. Okay, now let's give this a try. Oh, beautiful, creamy, rich center. Smell that beautiful butter. Let's take a little taste here. Absolutely perfect. That cream cheese, that sage, those nuts. There is nothing better than this recipe. You've got to do yourself a favor and try it tonight.